Okay, here we are. We are here. We are here and we are filming. We are gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine, you know? We're all gonna be fine. It's really what I'm trying to say here. Does this look cute or does this look like I pulled it from my mother's closet? Apparently that other Brazilian coffee I was drinking previously, wasn't the strong one. Apparently this is the strong stuff. Oh boy. Oh, Zooey mama, yeah, that's coffee. All right, we're gonna get going now. All right, hi friends. Again, I'm in the position of not having uploaded last week's video yet, but hopefully by the time you are seeing this, that will be linked up here. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit of a hot mess, but we got through it. I'm pretty sure every single creator out there goes through some version of this where they just start to get sick of hearing their own voice. So I was kind of at a loss of what to bring to the table today because I'm just kind of over myself. So I just wanted to do something new, something fresh, something I hadn't done on the channel before. Not like reinventing the wheel of makeup or anything, but just, I don't know, something creatively challenging, I suppose. As always, I am constantly inspired by the people that I follow on Instagram, a couple of which I always go to for some inspiration, and Sparkle Cake Face just so happened to pop up into my feed. And Sparkle Cake Face was participating in this hashtag called Hue Fixation. I believe it was started by a creator called Ratbore on Instagram. They're basically doing a hue exploration every single month. These artists all taking inspiration from just one color. And that kind of shit is right up my alley, let me tell you. So for this month, the hue fixation will be gorgeous grays. And it really got me thinking, I don't think I've ever created a look on the channel where I was just pulling my favorite shadows from my entire collection in one color story. So when I got to the studio today, I took a little bit of time before we started to just kind of scour my entire palette collection for different grays. I'm also gonna pull some aesthetic inspiration from the one, the only Alexandra Claire. Oof, I don't think I have to tell you anything else other than the fact that I've pulled some really fun stuff from a bunch of different brands, and we're gonna create a look for the hashtag Hue Fixation for March, which is gorgeous grays. So I think we should just get started. And yes, I know, we went too ham on the contour today. You're just gonna have to make peace with that. Roll the intro. So let's do a quick breakdown of the shades that I pulled, some of which may not get used today, but I definitely wanted to just throw it all out there, throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. It's so interesting how many palettes of mine are so warm oriented that finding cool toned shades is actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. But of course we persevered. My collection is now large enough at this point that if I couldn't find a gradient of gray eyeshadows to play with, I would be concerned. So we're gonna pick up a couple old things, a couple new-ish things. The first of which is the Game Beauty Harbinger palette. I remembered right away that this guy had a silver in here that I have yet to really tap into. So this is Phantom, and it's actually one of the only silver eyeshadows I own. One of the only true silver eyeshadows I own. A lot of my shadows have shifts to them or they're iridescent, but I definitely wanted to give this a moment. Also, upon opening this, I realized Lament is here, which is probably going to act very well as our initial transition shade. And I feel like with a video of this nature, I would be absolutely remiss not to incorporate some of my single shadows from Lethal Cosmetics. I've done a couple of videos with Lethal Cosmetics. I will link them up here. And I just knew in my heart that I had this on retainer somewhere. The shade name is Numb, and I think this will act as our perfect mid-tone transition. And I'm noticing a trend with the things that I purchase. A lot of the palettes that I was thinking of or had in mind for this look were actually grays that were skewed much more warm toned than cool toned. And I definitely wanted to keep it in the cool tone family just to sort of be more faithful to the hashtag, because it looks like most people are going in that direction. As far as shimmers go, there's lots of options here, one of which is in here, and I've been dying to bust these out on camera. I was gifted these by Unearthly a long time ago. Thank you, of course, to Unearthly, our Lord and Savior. They gifted me 2 palettes, just chock-a-block full of shimmers. And I think there's one in here that could translate as gray-ish, and it's nice and dark, it's smoky, it's spooky, and the shade's name is Poe. I mean, what more could you want? And then something I didn't think of right away, but as I was sifting through all of my drawers, I completely forgot that there might be the option of pulling pulling out a glitter. Just a good old loose glitter, which we haven't touched in a minute. This is by Glam Goth Beauty, and they do some amazing loose glitters. My Glam Goth video was a long time ago, but it's pretty fun, so I will link it up here. And I have yet to really bust this out. It's just a straight up silver glitter. And if there's any excuse to pull out a silver glitter, today's the day. So this is my plan for March's Hue Fixation. I'm kind of excited now that I've looked at everything and started percolating. So why don't we just get dark and spooky and grungy, zoom the camera on in, and start putting on some eyeshadow. Base is looking pretty snatched today though. I'm not gonna lie, even with my overzealous contouring. And I think I will attribute at least a percentage of the success of my base today to some new brushes that Unearthly has sent me. Thank you so much, BBs. I love you so much. They just sent me a whole whack of their new complexion brushes. First of all, aesthetics on point as always. And I used pretty much all of the big ones today. I use this for my cream contour today, and this shape really works for that. And it just tucks so nicely into that cheekbone. This little stippling brush was great for my cream blush today. And this big ass fluffy powder brush. Look how fluffy and soft they are. Also, this was a bit of a revelation. In the brush kit, they included this very densely packed angle brush, which fits perfectly under the eye. So I used this for my under eye concealer, and let me tell you, might be my new move. And that was just a handful of the ones they sent me. So again, thank you so much to Unearthly for sending those my way. Along with that, they sent me some other things that we're gonna play with today in the video. Also wanted to share with you a little lip prep moment. Recently took a trip to Sephora against my better judgment and decided to pick up something from Glossier for the very first time. It's kind of a tinted lip balm. It was really the shade that called to me. This is the shade Ember. And I've been really kind of getting into that 90s vibe lately, especially with my lips. And this just sort of dark blackberry tone is something that I didn't already have in my collection, lo and behold. And even if we don't end up with a lip like this in the end, I felt like it would be a nice lip prep for what's to come. Also picked up another one of these, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This is one of the shades of the NYX Fat Oil in the shade That's Chic. And I believe all of them have the same scent, but I feel like this shade and this scent were made for each other. It smells like grape soda. And that combination of scents coming into perfect harmony is just sits so right with me. As always, we're just gonna start by laying down some good old primer. Today I'm gonna try and fight the urge to be a perfectionist, because even with a messy look, I always find myself trying to perfect the perceived mess. You know what I mean? Other perfectionists, I'm sure, can absolutely relate. Let's get this roast to cooking with Lament. And this is really just going to act as something for the other colors to blend into. Because it's so light, I don't think we need to be too precious about this. And you know we're gonna grunge up that lower lash line. You know it. Yep, good. Moving on. Entering my good enough era. All right, next let's just dive right into Numb. I'm curious to see the pigmentation level on this because I can't really remember how it performed. Oh, it is really beautiful. Having this brush on retainer to clean up some edges, absolute lifesaver. Those blended so beautifully together. I'm always curious whether or not different formulas of eyeshadow from different brands will be cross-compatible. So far, so good. And we're really gonna emphasize that eye bag today. This is spooky ooky and I love it. I think we're just gonna move on to black. Before I do that, I do think I should bring this gray closer in to the inner third. A look for all the people who are tired and don't feel like hiding it. I believe there's only one thing left to do, and that's get into this black. Who's scared? Who's scared? If you're not scared, you should be scared. Let's go. You know, it's not the most pigmented black I've ever seen, but it is blending nicely. Let's go back into Numb just to blend out that edge. Ooh, yeah, okay, there we go. You know what, now I'm curious. Let's just bust out Doom from the Harbinger palette. See if we can get that to stick better on the outer third, because I Bind You just isn't jiving with being packed on the lid. Yeah, that's doing better for sure. Blending out that lower lash line with more numb. That's pretty darn gorgeous, if I do say so myself. Oddly sophisticated in a weird way. Not what I was expecting. Now, before I put this on my lid, I just want to swatch it and see what the undertones look like. Oh, I think this is gonna be just right. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. This is just straight up gunmetal. Grabbing our best friend, the Glimmer Grasp. Just taking it off the back of my hand, swiping it on. And I'm just gonna take Poe with my finger because we all know that'll get the best payoff. I'm a concerned amount of excited for this. Oh yeah, that's good. That's some good shit. Again, trying not to be precious with the application, just trying to blur and blend. This is stunning. This is giving me the exact vibe I wanted. Do I want to introduce color or do we want to keep it grayscale? Let's stick to the plan and go in with Phantom. I think I made the right call. Let's just dip back into Poe for half a second to melt these two together. I don't know if we should take Poe under the lash line. I feel like it would give us that sort of wet vibe. I'm gonna take it along the inner half of the lower lash line there. Just gonna add Phantom right here for now as well. Let's go back into Doom and just tap around that edge. And we'll do the same thing with Numb, just along the top. Throw in some Epic Smoke Liner by NYX along the waterline, because obviously. And then I believe I will actually take Doom just for a little inner corner flick. I'm so pleasantly surprised at how all of these work together. I really want to incorporate the glitter. I think I kind of want to incorporate it just over here. So I might wait until I'm finished the rest of my face to incorporate it. So for now, I think I will leave it here, do it all on the other side, throw in some lashes, and then when we come back, we will finish the rest of the look. Okay, other side is done. Lashes are on. These are Next Level by Boldface, a favorite of mine. And I'm sorry to say this, but this look, I snapped, as the kids would say. They probably don't even say that anymore, but listen, I love this look. Oh my gosh. It is a classic smoky gunmetal silver dream. But for now, let's move on to the cheeks and the lips. So the other inspiration for today was definitely a post that I came across that was talking about Pamela Anderson's makeup artist, Alexis Vogel. Actually wrote a whole book on their techniques. I was kind of here for the energy of that aesthetic. Porn star, rock star, chic, unrefined in a purposeful way. But usually the focal point of the face for Alexis Vogel was this blacked out, smoky, smudgy eyeshadow look. But a lot of the time I saw it being paired with this really dull pink blush, almost to counteract the kind of hypersexualized edge of the eyeshadow. It kind of balanced out the look in a really nice way. So in order to draw a little bit of that inspiration in as well with this look today, I ended up picking up something that I saw on TikTok. Listen, nobody's perfect. Sometimes I let myself get influenced. I saw this on TikTok. It's by MAC. It's their Glow Play blush in the shade Cheeky Devil. I've used it a couple times and I don't know how I feel about it. Every time I've dipped into this, I've tried desperately to get something out of it. It's like trying to get water from a stone. It's just not happening, but I want to try it on camera one more time before I return it, just to say we did it. We gave it the good old college try. But it's a putty blush, you know, it's got that bouncy, cushiony texture, which is so appealing to me on a tactile level. And the creaminess of this blush really gave me hope, but it's just kind of nothing. Even on me, someone whose skin tone is adjacent to the color of paper, there's kind of nothing going on. But I feel like I'd be remiss if I returned it before trying it out on camera for you guys. Just to help the color along, I think we're gonna do a little bit of blush before diving into the Glow Play, mostly focusing on this blush today. This is the shade Mellow from Unearthly. I think I'm gonna combine that with just a hint of punch, just on the back end here. Okay, this combo looks great on camera. It is a little bit harsh in reality. I kind of look like a sad clown. I'm not sure how to fix this. Oh, shoot. And you know what I usually do to mute things out? Just a titch on the cheeks. And that's good old Pat McGrath. That's a little better. All right, let's give this a shot. Okay, I feel like something's going on. There's some color happening there. Okay, maybe we don't hate it after all. I think I'm coming around to it again. Like, I think I'm still on the fence about it, but it's kind of giving me something, you know? Just a hint of color, a little bit of glow. You live to blush another day, glow play. Now that I've backed myself into a corner, we're gonna keep running with the pink theme and use Star Surfer from Kaleidos as our highlight. We're coming back around to it. We're coming back around to this. We haven't ruined it yet, but there is still time because I believe I still want to incorporate this glitter. I feel like this look calls for it. I guess we just got to put our old friend Glimmergrass to the test since I can't find my NYX glitter primer. So I really hope you come through for me today. So I think I want to pinpoint the glitter just in this area here. To say I'm nervous is an understatement. I put a little bit of the glitter in the cap. And we're gonna lean forward and press it in. Yeah, that doesn't suck.
What's your makeup today, Maddie?
Oh, you know, just some casual glitter. It really does add like an element of drama, you know what I mean? Okay, I think that's fun. Am I too old to be wearing glitter on my face? Don't answer that. But we don't hate it, and that's what matters. Also, it is doubtful that these are eye safe, so do as I say, not as I do. So along with those new brushes, Unearthly Cosmetics also sent me something really exciting, and that is their entire line of their new lip glosses, which I am so excited about. You know how much your girl loves a good gloss. So thank you so much, Unearthly. That is pretty generous. I didn't realize there was gonna be so many colors to choose from, but we're gonna pick one and we're gonna use it. So I did not see this coming, but there are 14 of them, if I've counted correctly. I'm just gonna take them all out of their cartons right now and see what we're working with. Before I do that though, look how freaking cute this unit carton is. Oh my God, look at this component. What? It's got glitter in it? Oh, we match. I totally planned that this whole time. We've got Zest, Emma, Juice, which it's a strong contender for today. Ornament, Creamer, which could be a vibe. Oh, stop it. They did not put a green lip gloss in here. Moss, Drizzle. Look at that saucy neutral. It's kind of like the older sister to Creamer. Ripe, Ivory, strong contender for today. Glint, Cupid, Spice. Oh yeah, Spice. And Candy Cane. I'm definitely seeing these fall into certain camps. You've got some classic looking glosses with some shimmer running through them, some pinks, some nude pinks, some oranges. And then we have some straight up glosses with no shimmer running through them in some delicious looking neutrals, plus a couple of fun colors in this category too. And then they just had to throw in a couple wild cards here. These are so delightful. I cannot get over this component. I do not know how Unearthly Cosmetics is inside my brain. So Ivory is certainly the strongest contender for today's look. Coupled with Creamer, I think this is going to be a Pamela Anderson match made in heaven. So overwhelming. Thank you, Unearthly Cosmetics, for sending all of these to me. I cannot wait to dive into these in future videos. It might take me a minute to get through all of them, but we're going to do our darndest. So I think we need a nice dark nude lip liner to go with this today. And I used Myth previously for this kind of vibe, and I think it's going to fit the bill today. So let's just go in with that first. Okay, the doe foot has like this major curve to it, and that's kind of nifty. Let's try Creamer out first. I'm curious to see how much pigment there is in this. The smell is bubblegum. Not sticky at all. Really creamy. That is a decent amount of pigment. Ooh, this is sexy. This is a sexy lip combo. Who is she? I'm loving the texture. It just feels very hydrating, not sticky in any sort of way. It's not doing that annoying stringy thing, just like high shine. And the smell is delightful. Okay, I almost don't want to ruin it, but I just can't help myself. The way that this matches the cheek perfectly, I think we're gonna have to try it out. So let's just add a hint of Ivory onto the center and see what happens. 100%. I like the added hint of shimmer. I think we could have gone either way on this one actually, but I'm not mad at the outcome here. All right, I think we're done. Let's spray her down and call it a freaking day. Folks, I think that is a wrap. I think we can call this look done. Listen, this was so fun to put together. It's very rare that I create a look where I pull shadows from different palettes to try and create a cohesive look. Like, it's not something I often do, nor do I gravitate toward the idea of it either. But what was really appealing about this challenge and working within these parameters was actually trying to source out the best of each type of shade. Kind of letting the cream rise to the top, you know what I mean? Which resulted in using some pretty stellar shadows here. Numb by Lethal Cosmetics really came through. It was so nice to finally bust this out on camera. These palettes are just so fun. And Poe definitely is the star of this look today. The lids are just gunmetal silver perfection. Could not have asked for a better eyeshadow for this look. Also, Harbinger palette coming in clutch. This little guy packs such a punch and I kind of forget about it, but it's got a great black in there. It kind of saved the day because the other black from the Weirdos palette actually wasn't the greatest upon further inspection. This black kind of absolved me of all my sins today, and for that I am very thankful. This eyeshadow look I think just came together really easily, and as clunky as it is pulling out all those palettes and having them all laid out on the desk, it definitely is against my nature. It feels a bit chaotic, but it resulted in something surprisingly cohesive. The Glow Play blush I'm on the fence about. Today was the first day playing with it that I actually saw some payoff. It actually showed up for me. So I think I'm gonna have to hold on to it because I didn't hate the result. And as ultimately terrifying as it was to pull out glitter again, I do kind of like the end result. Sometimes you just gotta play and have fun and not worry about how people are gonna stare at you on the SkyTrain on the way home. Also, shout out to Unearthly for these stinking adorable glosses and their stupidly whimsical component and really comfortable formula. How dare you? All right, I believe that is it. I gotta go. I have some honey garlic chicken and fried rice from Safeway waiting in the fridge for me, and I'm gonna go eat that. Special thank you and shout out again to Ratbor for starting the Hue Fixation hashtag on Instagram. I definitely have been getting a lot of inspiration from everyone who is participating, and I think as long as it continues, I might just make this a monthly video. Comment down below if you think that's a good idea. All right, folks, with that, I'm going to love you and leave you, but before I do, please let me rattle off the spiel to you. Here are the many ways that you can help out my channel. You can give this video a huge thumbs up. You can comment down below what you thought of the video. You can subscribe. Any and all engagement with this video is crucial to its success in the algorithm, so if you have a few spare seconds, please engage with this video. You can follow me on other social media, i.e. you can follow me on Instagram. It's the only one I'm active on. I will leave that right here. And take it from me, don't forget to eat something today. Go have a snack if you haven't already today. Like some cheese slices, or like an apple or a mandarin or something, maybe some hummus. All right, and with that, folks, please stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.